Hello everybody, Cy StarCraft here, the nasally Cy StarCraft, with another StarCraft 2 commentary. I thought I was getting over my sickness, but it's a little bit worse today. Hopefully it'll be better. Yeah, I took some Dayquil that was actually 4 years expired, so if I die, if I don't release a commentary, next week, you know why, and I apologize for my death. So we have Cy versus Gretorp this time around. Cy, the pink Zerg in the top right, and Gretorp, the teal, I want to say teal, cyan, something like that in the bottom left on Xel'Naga Caverns. You can see these colors are custom colors, so this is a custom game. This is the second round of the Craft Cup tournament. So we've got a good one here for you. Gretorp, I know I'm off and on. What is that noise? Is that my nose? That's so weird. I've got like this buzzing sound in my nose. I don't know what the heck that is. Second round of the Craft Cup tournament. And yeah, I just happened to be matched with Gretorp. We both won our first round. I think he actually got a forfeit win or something like that. I hopped onto his stream real fast to see if he was ready to play or not. And then I closed it respectfully. I could have stayed on the stream and just been like knowing everything he was doing, but I'm not like that. I wouldn't do that. But one of the trademarks of Xel'Naga Caverns is that this expansion is so wide open, so sometimes Hellions can just squeeze in every single little hole, so you have to be careful for that. We'll see how I respond to those this game. And Gretorp opening pretty standard, and Blizzard actually released a notice that they were going to be patching a little bit of Zerg and Terran. One of the notable One of the notable Terran patches is that you have to build a supply depot before you get a barracks. So Gretorp is actually kind of practicing that right now. He's not going to try any barracks first builds. And yeah, I don't agree with that change at all. I think it kills a lot of versatility that Terran could have. Any kind of cheese. I think cheese is a part of the game, but now Blizzard's basically saying, yo, what's up, Zerg? Just fast expand. They're not going to get a barracks first. Reapers are going to come really slow, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, I don't really agree with that supposed change. Here we are seeing a 15 hatch, and I went for a 15 pool, so I did produce one drone before getting my spawning pool, and again a fairly quick gas after the pool, just because, especially on this map, you just have to expect Hellions to come. And notice I'm patrolling this drone. This isn't for fun. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm protecting my protecting myself from a Terran wall off here, so he can't place two bunkers and then just seal me in. Looks like he isn't going to be trying that anyway. Expansion will go up nice and safe. And we are seeing a tech lab, actually, not a reactor. So tech lab this early can mean, when he's building a factory, can mean a quick Thor, maybe a Thor drop or something like, or a Thor SCV rush. I don't know how well those work against Zerg. Or pre-igniter Hellions. And it looks like he is lifting that off, going to prepare that factory onto that tech lab. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. And so a lot of you know about drone transfers. You want to even out the mining on your minerals so that they both expire at the same time, and you're not just, so you're mining off two bases longer. But I actually watched a few interesting Demaga games, and I found that if your opponent is going to be doing a lot of harassment, don't do the transfer. Don't even bother with it. Keep your drones safe in your main base, block the choke with the queen or some roaches or whatever you have, and then, just slowly build up your economy at your expansion. You're not going to be mining any less minerals. It's just not going to be as effective of a late game, when your main is mined out so much faster than your expansion. So if you, this is a mistake too. So anyway, if you feel like your drones might be a little bit vulnerable, don't transfer as many. And here is a mistake, moving out with about 4 or 6 Zerglings without speed. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea. 3 kills against these Zerglings. That's a drone and a half. Now I don't really have any stopping power. When a couple of Hellions come, 6 links is much better than 3, obviously. And I'm kind of forced to throw down a couple spines to prevent any Hellions from coming around, so moving out without that speed, not even close to finishing, was just a stupid, stupid idea. Only did 45 damage to those Hellions. Yeah, so, need to bring up the protection tab. We are seeing the pre-igniter from Gretorp. We have an expansion here, so he's going to be keeping me at bay with these Hellions, doing a lot of harassment, and meanwhile he's going to expand and build up his economy. Very solid build. Not a whole lot Zerg can do against this. Maybe really fast, high number of speedlings before he's able to get too many Hellions in the pre-igniter, or a super fast roach push without speed. It's tough. Terran can pretty much finagle their way out of any kind of situation. With their high economy, the mules, they can get marauders very easily, so don't really want to be too aggressive. If you guys have ever listened to Idra interviews, he says that macro Zerg is the only way to play. There's no other good Zerg. And look at this. Look at how big of a mistake this is. Not blocking this. If I were to block it, my spine could poke away while the Hellions try to get up. And he's actually has a chance to go up into my main base, and all I have is 7 Zerglings against 3 pre-igniter Hellions. Huge, huge mistake. Even want to consider getting a 3rd Queen for that, and for the extra tumors. 3 Zerglings going down, Queen poking him away. He's actually running away a little bit. I think this is a huge mistake, trying to squeeze into my main a little bit too late. He could have done so much damage against all of these drones with those Hellions, but he missed a great opportunity to run by while my Queen was away. And so I actually got a little bit lucky. I got out of there without too many drone deaths or too many unit deaths, but he did toast up tons of Zerglings, which just means I have to produce even more Zerglings, and it's annoying losing units that you want to use the larva for drones with. And you'll notice he also has map control because he killed all those Zerglings. He has that Zelnaga tower, and I'm trying to be tricky. I'm like, yeah, I know this map. This is going to be freaking sweet. Unfortunately, because all these links died up here and the ones I sent in early, he did have the tower. He's going to run right into these Zerglings and toast them up. Nice little Zergling barbecue. They taste like pork. 3 left, all with 1 shot left apiece. But they are a little bit faster, 4.7 compared to 4.25, and they will get away. So he's definitely winning the units lost battle, 575 to 100. That's really a huge deal in Zerg versus Terran because all of those could be drones. And let's see, I do have a lair running off of 3 gas, a little light on the saturation at my expansion, but not looking too bad. If we look at the harvester count, 35 to 34, okay, that's actually pretty bad. But it looks like I'm opting for the Roach Speed. We aren't seeing any Spire. Doing very good on my spending though, less than 100 on each department. And at this point, I'm planning a heavy Roach attack with speed. So once my speed comes up, I will be moving out. And if we look at production, I'm getting 6 more Roaches, Evolution Chamber, and Gretorp on the other hand. I kind of ignored the enemies a little bit. He's looking pretty good too. He's got the Hellions, not going to do too much against the Roaches. Their splash, you know, isn't too bad if he can get right position. But he's got 2 Marauders and a tank, and his stim is just about to come up, 9 Marines as well. So I just don't have enough Roaches to deal with that. Only 14 Roaches, and I have to move such a long way. He's going to see it just in time with those Hellions at the Zelnaga Watchtower. So this push is kind of suspect. It's not really well timed. It's a little bit too late, and the speed came up. I mean, waiting for the speed just gave him so much time. Picking up another Hellion, another SCV, 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, maybe 3 SCVs I might have missed. And now I'm going to just run away. Just a nice hit and run, forcing him to pull off his SCVs. And here, I moved back here because I was like, oh, he's going to try to ambush me past the bushes, but he didn't. And so I just kind of took a couple more shots. Picking off another Hellion, maybe losing a Roach there. And trying to skitter away. Run, Roach, run. Ooh, killing another Hellion. Not bad at all. More Roaches being produced. The rally point is right here. And I'm running around the back door. Just trying to run away. Sending in a couple more Roaches. I think at this point, if I were to run around here, and he's bringing his army as well, if I were to rally these Roaches instead of right here just waiting, if I rally them down here, I could have done a lot of damage. He's only got 2 Marauders and 2 Marines, and while he is producing a lot of infantry, he'd really have to just wait and stack those up to be able to deal with my Roaches. So a little bit of a miss rally right there, in my opinion. And there's no way I can engage that with that little Roach force. It's just not going to happen. He does have stim, and he'd be able to kite me, and yeah. What did I just kill? I think I just killed a couple more Hellions there. So we are just seeing Mass Roach, and you know, Mass Roach is good for good for catching someone off guard, good for early Hellions, any early pushes. But once your opponent has time to deal with it, there's just so many answers. They can go air, they can go tanks, they can go Marauders, even Marines. You know, with a couple medevacs, you're just fine against Roaches. So I'm being very stubborn right now, hoping this Mass Roach will work out for me. +1 attack going down right now, doing an okay job of spreading creep. Again, I think that 3rd Queen to block the ramp and lay down a tumor would have been great, but a lot of Roaches are pretty devastating if they can get inside of a smaller army. So right now we are seeing Tunneling Claws actually. Tunneling Claws takes 110 seconds to research, and Burrow takes 100 seconds research, so you want to start Burrow just a little bit after Tunneling Claws so they finish around the same time. He's moving up, and I think this was a good move. He's getting a little bit too overzealous. You don't want to engage Zerg on creep unless you know you are ahead. And while he does have a lot of anti-Roach forces here, There are more roaches. There's 35 roaches to 20 marines, 13 marauders, and 3 tanks. Some of those forces were actually back here at the time. He just reinforced with some more tanks and infantry. I think it was a smart move. I could have just ran in with my roaches and gotten a great surround. It would have been a close battle. Not something Gretorp wants to do. He doesn't want to lose his army just because I can reproduce my army much faster than he can. 35 roaches still. Production tab. We are seeing the tunneling clause is almost done, as well as the burrow. And now producing more drones. Third base coming. And heavy macro style by Gretorp. Notice he's putting down the turret. He sees the mass roaches. He knows he has an army to deal with the mass roaches, you know, in a head-on confrontation. So now he's producing a turret to prevent any kind of burrow tactics, you know, not going to let me burrow under him and unburrow and catch him off guard while his tanks aren't seized or anything like that. And if all my roaches were to unburrow on top of this, it would look very good for me because, you know, roaches have 3 range. One of the advantages of Terran versus roaches is that not all the roaches are going to be able to fire at a time. So we are seeing, sorry, excuse me, my roaches being a little bit creeping up on this creep. And I'm going to try to get right under him. And you notice what he did here? He killed that tumor. And oh my gosh, he gets a perfect scan. And this is kind of a lucky scan. I'm going to say that it was a little bit lucky. He could not see my roaches in the front. You can see that. This turret can't see the roaches in the front, but this scan catches all these roaches. It's so lucky. He was just going to walk up here and kill the creep tumors, but now he's going to fend off these roaches. I move up a little bit more and unburrow, but he's stemmed up. He's got the tanks in the back. He's soaking up the damage. Just not looking too good for me. All these roaches getting dropped like crazy, and you know, it would have been a different battle if I unburrowed on top of him, but I still would have been a little bit outnumbered. Just poor unit choice so far in this game. Now we are seeing some banelings for the infantry. Just imagine if I had like 4 or 5 banelings come around the back and just blow up on all of his infantry. That would have been so sick. I probably could have waited just a little bit because I almost had baneling speed when I made that move. I almost had tons of banelings when I made that move. I think I saw this expansion and I was like, shit dude, I have to go in there right now and kill that expansion or I'm going to lose. But I didn't have to do that. I could have. It would have been a much more one-sided battle in my way, I think, if I landed a couple of baneling blows. Of course, he would have microed a lot, and it's hard to say what would have happened, but not a good decision on my part. Why would you attack right before you just get this many banelings? That's just kind of silly. But this is a heavy number of banelings, 24. We got 25 banelings here, and if we look at the production tab, I'm continuing to stick with roaches. Expansion has been up for a while, but it's not saturated too well. Now throwing down 2 gases. And Overlord scouting to see if there's anything protecting his Overlord command. 25 banelings coming in. Mass destruction. I was expecting a lift off here. Did not see it. All the SCVs dead. The command center dead. He is now on 2 base all of a sudden. But was it worth it? Was it worth killing this base, which he can so easily rebuild? He's already got kind of the upper hand on me, and I wasted all my banelings on an overall command. So I think that kind of baneling destruction is more of a 3 base, 4 base, 5 base type of build, where I'm on, you know, 4 or 5 base. But now it's not looking too good. He's actually got a 2-pronged attack here. He's got this right here, and he's bringing in 2 more dropships. And I did see this with this Overlord at the time he was doing it. But I just felt like it was too late to bring my roaches back, which was what I was doing there for a second. And so I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to try to clean up these guys. Unburrowing, running in, brutally supporting a little bit. But nice positioning on tanks. I can't really get into those tanks without taking too much damage. Medevac's healing up. Again, just a great composition against my roaches. And here comes the drop in the main as well. 2 sides to this attack. And yeah, Queen going down. Drone still harvesting like mad. I'm still focused on this main attack right here. I guess I don't feel like protecting my main. Main bases are overrated. You don't need them. You don't need layers. Screw layers. Yeah, there goes that layer. It's about to go down. Now I'm going to send in all my roaches to this main. And what I should have done here is just another like absent-minded thing. Let's just split half my roaches and go here. Split my other half and go up here. You know, maybe I have a 1 in a million chance of winning the game if I do that. But nope, not going to happen this time around. So painful how bad I played. But yeah, you can kind of see how this game is going. I was a bit too stubborn with my roach deck, and as a result, you can just like sit there indefinitely, and just watch my roaches look like fools down there, not able to shoot up. Mutas are just so good on this map. Like, up and a little bit too late. Where's that Spire at? He just picked off my Spire actually at my expansion. Look at all these drones. Oh my god, there's so many drones. Muta's up, but yeah, that's right. Where'd that? Oh, there it is. Pretty ugly performance by myself. Mutas are really good on this map just because all these expansions, like bam, 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 they're pretty far apart. Like not in airspace, like they look pretty close airspace, but in ground space, there's just like so many hills you have to run under and go all the way up this ramp and down. There's just a lot of ways to Muta harass, and Muta Zergling is just so good against Terran already. I don't know why I stuck with this Roach route. A popular thing for Zerg players to do is actually, let me speed up a little bit, is just feign Roaches. You know, get a couple Roaches for those early Hellions, be prepared for any early push, you know, Marine Hellion push, Marauder Hellion push, Roaches can do decent. And then just go straight Mutas, you know, they don't know if you're going to go heavy Roach or heavy Muta, and it really keeps them guessing a little bit. But, what do we got here? 20 Roaches against all of this. Let's see how this goes out. Notice I GG before I unburrow because I know it's just going to be disgusting. Unburrow. Let's see how fast these Roaches die. Yeah, you like that, Roaches, but that's going to be it. Gretorp always fun to play against. Very solid Terran player. I talk shit about Terran a lot. I say they don't have skill, but Gretorp's definitely one who knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, so this was a GG. Took me out. Roaches with that increased range, gonna be funny to look at, but so that's it for you guys. And as always, listen to the squirt bottle. Oh shit, I think I just squirted my iPod. Fuck.